What's going on, guys, and welcome to my garage. It's been a little while since I've done a garage update. Probably almost a year, at least 6 months on probably specific projects. So today we're gonna go through the entire garage, a little bit on the cars, give you guys an update, and also what I have planned next for my garage. All right, guys, so let's start off with the door that comes out of the house into the garage. We'll start off with the basic dimensions first. I know it's been a little bit of time, so if you guys recall, the width of my garage is pretty standard. It's actually only 19 feet wide, so it's really not all that wide. I don't have a lot of room for extra stuff on the sides here, but it is very deep, obviously, fitting two vehicles here. It's about 43 feet deep. So as you can tell, previous owner had the 2 cars standard setup, blew out the back wall to install another 2 cars, so total 4 car capacity. Fun fact, previous owner owned a first gen like Ford GT, like the GT40, which he parked, I believe, in this back portion here. So I believe at least several years he had that car. He wanted to store it at home and he wanted plenty of space. So kind of cool. Car guy obviously put the car back there. But anyways, let's start with kind of the basics. Walls. Painted all the walls, Harbor Gray by Benjamin Moore. Looks really good, really clean. Trim is the standard semi-gloss white. Door needs painted, obviously it's kind of dirty. Did some adjustments here, but I'd like to get, you know, these switches kind of in a row, just kind of aesthetically fix those. Of course, the ceiling was painted. This little thing was painted because this was wood. Nasty wood's kind of an eyesore, and I will be painting the trim on the garage door. Maybe I could do black, but I did start doing it white just to kind of match the rest of the trim. So, other addition is this little cord reel. Not really a huge fan of this, but it is functionally really helpful right now because I don't have electrical run right here and I don't have any plugs here. So if I'm vacuuming a car in the driveway or something, it is nice to pull that down, and I have electrical. It's kind of like Dad Garage, and I'm not really a huge fan, but functionally it does help right now. So that's gonna stay for, I don't know, till I figure out the electrical and get that run. Real quick, E46 ZHP. I hadn't really ever, quite honestly, wanted one of these. I thought they were nice looking, but a neighbor of mine where I used to live actually was selling it for almost like a third of what they're worth. And quite honestly, I just felt like I couldn't pass up the deal. Purchased it, put just barely any money in it, got tint, got full detail on it. I did tons of videos on detailing this thing and quote, you know, restoring it to a really good daily driver standard. It has like 117,000 miles on it. So cooling system has been done by myself. Did pretty much, I think I did everything that is come standard with the FCP kit, and did like a shift knob. I tried to revitalize the steering wheel and that kind of thing. So obviously we got some work to do, got a little patch here. This thing actually, especially commuting like in the city or whatever, good gas mileage, easy to park, and it's worth almost 3 times as much as I paid. So for now it's gonna stay. Obviously I have room for it. Really enjoy having that car around way more than I thought I would. Anyways, back at the garage, obviously we have the different concrete, which really sucks. I hate to look at that where it was cut or where they sort of added there. One of the future and hopefully soon big changes will be the Swiss Trax flooring. You guys probably know, if you follow any of my stuff, I really anticipate getting it soon. And I'm quite honestly just a little bit trigger shy because it's very expensive, and you know, I just want to make sure it's the right time to do that. So I really want to do it, and that'll transform the space, but just not ready like at this moment. So hopefully very soon you guys will see lots of content on the Swiss Trax flooring, the rib tracks, so you'll see the design and everything. But for now we have sort of the typical concrete, so no sense in really messing with this because we're just going to cover it up anyway. All right, so let's talk about the Gen 1 Raptor really quick. This is a 2014 Gen 1 Raptor with the 6.2 liter V8, ruby red. This actually replaced my E39 M3 in carbon black. Had that car for 2 years, drove it 18,000 miles. So I definitely got a lot of enjoyment about with the M3, but I needed a newer vehicle that had a little more utility. Obviously, with the bed and the space in the cab. Very utility driven, and also it has a lot of cool factor if you ask me. So if you're going to get a truck and you don't really tow like a lot, this is a really good one to have. So the M5 will always be my heart. But, you know, I was just fixing it too often, and I was very distracted with the house and the cars and all this stuff. This thing is just a beast, very reliable, very good engine, and very, you know, practical from sort of like a daily use standpoint. So I use the bed all the time, several times a month for lots of furniture and lawn equipment and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, you could rent a truck, but having it in the garage is super awesome. So Ruby Red did a full detail on this vehicle. It was a one owner. So previous to me, it was a one owner in Florida. And this beast has 115,000 miles on it. Just did spark plugs, and maybe I'll do a little bit more maintenance on it. But generally, I mean, it's been perfectly reliable, so no issues there. But definitely like to keep up with it and things like that. So love this thing. Super clean, and it's just so freaking cool to me. So Gen 1 Raptor is here to stay. There'll be some updates on that as well. Last but definitely not least is the beautiful E92 M3. I've had this car the longest. So I've had this about 4 years. We're at 48,000 miles, competition package, manual transmission, you know, OEM plus. Obviously there's not a lot done to it aesthetically, but this is a car I just really love. Obviously, we have the two-tone seats, which is kind of rare and not my favorite. But at the time, the deal was really good, and the car was immaculate, fully PPF'd. I think it was only like 2 owner or something like that. So really clean. Got it from out west, drove it back to Ohio, and really love this thing. So it's fully paid off. You know, I'd like to obviously get something, you know, newer or different or whatever, but really for how much I drive it, it doesn't make sense to really change it, at least right now. So love this thing. V8, reliable, awesome, and it's here to stay at least for a little while. All right, so let's get to the back of the garage. For those of you looking for garage information, we're finally here. This is the Husky HD sort of cabinet and drawer array. I bought it from Home Depot. It was on a really good sale, and for the money, for what I spent, I think this is honestly one of the perfect solutions for a quote, you know, budget cabinet array, for your first cabinet array, or for someone who is not willing to spend $5,000 or $10,000 on a cabinet array that wants like a decent footprint. So if you just want 1 or 2 cabinets, sure, spend money on maybe something higher end, but once you start kind of stacking them together, it adds up very quickly. So anyways, I went with obviously the very symmetrical look, and we'll just do a quick little peek. Try not to talk for too long. This is probably one of my favorite ones. This is obviously the detailing side of the cabinet array. It's not completely fully organized, but you guys kind of get the idea. Lots of microfibers. I think I may have a problem. I just, for some reason, think I continually need them. And then we have all of our detailing supplies here. This has a nice soft close drawer, which is extremely sturdy. I didn't want to put bottles here at first. I was afraid it'd be flexing and the bottles would fall over, but quite honestly, I'm in, I'm out, easy to reach them. Versus trying to sort of dig your hand back there. You can just reach it right there and then slide it back. Nothing too exciting down there, just sort of, you know, those are like the wheel chocks and then jack stands and things like that. And these are nice. They're the matte black. The black obviously will show, see, look, it looks like if that's from my hand or something. Shows dirt and stuff a little more easy. These are gloss, which is not ideal, but I'm not usually like pressing on it. I'm usually pulling on it, so it's not usually getting messed up too easily. If you care about that, really sturdy, really good for the money. Definitely go check it out. Link will be in the description. I usually put my jack and stuff in this cabinet, but I was working recently, so I just kind of left it there. This stuff will be cleaned up soon. I don't normally have boxes laying around, but you know, you're always kind of doing something when you're out here. So let's get to these drawers really quick. So these are the 5 drawer units. It was really important to me to make sure that each drawer had a lot of capacity. The New Age stuff is like a 20-inch drawer. These are 28-inch. So if you get the New Age Bold, you are limited tremendously by the drawer capacity. So I felt like for the footprint, this was very efficient, if you kind of understand what I'm saying. So anyways, pretty organized. If you guys aren't really organized, you might think I'm insane, but if you kind of get it, you get it. These are the detailing side, detailing tape and random tape, pads, all that fun stuff. So these two drawers are detailing. These two are tools. So you'll see in a second. This is actually kind of miscellaneous as well. Empty drawer. These are actually for tool grid, which work in a drawer without the tool grid system. I'll show you that in a second. These are extra brushes, extra, you know, obviously MTM from Canon, guns, wands. I think there's a couple wands back there. Polishers, nothing too crazy. I don't know why I have 3 of those, but I do. And then these two are the tools. So I kind of separate the garage as like detailing side more or less. And then this is sort of the tool side. So this was actually one of the reasons I wanted tool grid, is for the sockets and ratchets. I actually just bought these extended sockets here. So the extensions don't have a place yet. That's kind of why they're just sitting there. Wrenches have seen better days, but it's a work in process, as you guys have heard me say. You know, what's cool is, see, I haven't even screwed all these down yet. See, this isn't even in. So I've been a little distracted with actually dealing with other stuff. Excuses. What's cool is you have everything so organized. Like, I always know where to go for all my stuff. This is a cool drawer. DeWalt, Team DeWalt. If you don't like Team DeWalt, you can get out. Just kidding, guys. But anyway, so yeah, more DeWalt stuff. So these are obviously the 2 tool drawers. We'll go really quick. Awesome. I don't really have a need for like insanely high-end tools. These are pretty good. Haven't broken any tools, no problem. This is a drawer work in process here, progress. These don't have a space, but they're just sitting, where these I've sort of been playing around. So I'm still kind of figuring it out. Probably not a tremendous amount of changes in the last few months, but you know, hammers and things. So really not insanely exciting. But we do have sound system. This is an old Kenwood unit with an iPad. So we just have the old school 3.5 headphone jack with the just the regular, just dual speakers here. I would like to hide this away, maybe in the top of one cabinet, and then have each speaker set up. But for now, you know, it's fine. I have enough workspace here. Speaking of the workspace, I really love the wood counter. So wood counter is awesome. You don't see scratches, easy to wipe, easy to clean. I've been gentle with it, and it's been fine. I really have no complaints. I wouldn't mind actually wall mounting these cabinets, kind of lifting them up so I'm not sort of kicking the bottom one. So if you have lower cabinets, probably helpful to wall mount them, because there is a little bit of space, because there's cinder block on the bottom. See how there's the cinder block right there? That's kind of on the back wall as well. So that's why they're kind of sticking out. All right, so fancy shelves from Obsessed Garage. These are the stainless, really nice shelves. I love them. I thought it was a cool sort of centerpiece. Alternative would be just to put a regular cabinet or 2 here, but I figured for the sake of, you know, the space is very clean, it's very organized, everything's put away. It's kind of cool to kind of show off cooler looking bottles, and I really do utilize the shelf. You know, all-purpose cleaner, come grab it in these bottles. This is kind of a cool set. Polish Angel has a unique look. I also have the GSF soap, which I've been trying out, also from Obsessed Garage. So a lot of my stuff is from Matt, because I don't know, I just like a lot of his style, and I like a lot of the products. But I also like, even like this is probably still my go-to tire dressing kind of in general, but obviously I am trying this, and this is kind of my go-to sort of spray sealant, if you will. So I do use other products, but yeah, I do definitely gravitate towards what Matt's thinking about and what he's exploring. So anyways, yeah, I like to leave these separate from the actual Krenzla, the wands and stuff, and I just feel like that's an easy spot just to lay them. And I'll just show you this cabinet really quick. So this is more tools. It's less organized. See, this little hanging situation is just not doing it for me. Every time I open it up, stuff's flinging around, and it's just, this is why the pegboards I think are kind of dumb. It just doesn't ever look, just doesn't look quite right. I don't know how else to say that. So vacuum fits in there nice. We just got fluids here. These are essentially not bad microfibers, but ones that are either junk or ruined by leaving sealant on it, and they're like hydrophobic. So these are sort of just like miscellaneous ones. We got charging situation. So this is the Ego batteries, and then obviously the DeWalt goes right there. So I love this Ego blower, and then I also have the Edger and things like that. So those are my two sort of electrical battery powered things. We got a drawer here, and then also see like the drawer hits this, so it's just not like very ergonomic. Anyways, we got a few just random sort of things in here. And then we got oil, typical stuff, another oil filter for the truck, and yeah, just some random other things I haven't really fully put away, but generally love these cabinets. You know, something for me, I always know I like the product when I don't have to think about it, and I'm not like struggling with using it. So I'm just in and out, and I don't even think about it. So it's perfect. I really have no complaints. This is like a dead corner exhaust for the truck, so that'll eventually be on one of these days. Extra buckets, and normally I would slide this cart in the corner, but obviously we have stuff I'm working on, so it definitely helps to have a bigger garage. And a little stool, nothing too crazy. Actually, I will show you this plasma, ancient, probably almost as old as I am, I don't know. It's just, it was there by the previous owner. They left it. You know, the reason they left it is because it's junk, honestly. So it's staying there. It's kind of cool to have. I have an Amazon Fire Stick hooked up, but I almost never use it. I'm just kind of jamming out with music over here and then working on the car. So I don't really come out here to watch TV. To me, that's sort of like a man cave thing to do. Like, I come out here to actually do stuff, even if it's putz around. I feel like I'm productive. If I'm watching TV, I'm not really that productive. So I don't really watch much TV out here. The idea is cooler than in reality. Still slacking over here, guys. This is not up to code, obviously. Door, actually this goes outside. So this is the second door. This is my little patio area. Not really too exciting. Beautiful rainy day we're having, which is why I'm filming this video. I initially wanted to take this door out because it's very close, like to the M3, and I figured I didn't want to have the need to go in, but it is helpful to have this. And the M3 parked where it is now, the door does not hit the car if you're careful, so I'm usually pretty careful. Anyways, trim is painted, door needs some work, my wash buckets, and just some ladders and a couple other things. This is actually my original cabinet that I used for many years before I got the cool Husky ones. This is now a garden cabinet. That's when you know you're a homeowner, is you have your garden and lawn supplies and kind of random things like that. So yeah, this kind of funny to have this, but yeah, it's done the job for a long time. And yeah, we've moved on to a more legit setup over there. So anyways, last but not least, Krenzla. This I've had for probably 4 years at least. Awesome. Never changed the oil. I probably will soon because I've used it a lot, but I'm not within the hours that they recommend changing it. So maybe I'll do a video on that if I feel like it. But anyways, that is sort of the very comprehensive tour of the garage. All right, guys, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was a little more raw of a video, but I kind of like that. I feel like it has a more real feel, and you guys kind of get like a little walkthrough, just like you're walking through the garage here. So anyways, it's seriously awesome to have like such a deep garage, a functional garage. And I have spent a lot of time and money too, but time like planning strategically the size of everything, the placement of everything. I know it may look very generic, like you just plopped cabinets. How hard could that be? But there's so many cabinets out there, different places to put them, and functionally, like I mentioned, the new age even is totally a different size and capacity and stuff like that. So it really did take a lot of time to figure out, you know, with the lighting and the cabinets even, you know, that is very like labor intensive to figure that out and kind of be happy with it. So hopefully you guys can appreciate that. But leave comments below. I have my email below. If there's anything I can help you with. The review of the cabinets, A+. If they're on the sale from Home Depot, I think it was like a 30% off or something like that. I would say go for them. I mean, I'm happy with them almost a year later. No complaints for the money. I mean, honestly. So anyways, that's gonna do it. Comment below, and I'll see you guys next time.